Alright guys, this video was requested by ZAD Tractors, and it's going to be how to take apart and clean your carburetor. Well, how I do it. I'm not going to promise it's 100%, or I'm not going to promise that it's going to fix it, but just show you what I do. Now, since I don't actually have a mower with a carburetor on it, except for this one, I'll show you this carburetor. I gotta get it uncovered. I haven't really looked at it in quite a while. This is that Agway, self-propelled. Jeez, gotta cover this better. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure ZAD Tractors that this is your carburetor. It, looks like this. Yeah, there's not really much to it. Oh, let me get this off. Alright, take the air filter off, and your carburetor probably won't look the same. Or, exactly the same, but it's not really going to matter. They're close enough. They're pretty much all the same, really. So you could take your air filter off first. I'm not actually going to take this carburetor off. I have another one. But, so here's your carburetor. There's a bolt here. I don't know if you could see it. And sometimes there's a bolt here, sometimes it's missing. You could take those both out, then you just pull the gas tank, should come right off. Then you got to make sure to take off your linkage. Just make sure you put it back together the same way. But you take off your governor linkage. And then we'll take a look at. So say I have a different carburetor that's already off that I'll use. Excuse this mess. Alright, I apologize for that. Anyways, this is a carburetor off my Montgomery Wards. And, I don't know, the one you have won't look much different. There will be screws right in there. There'll be probably 4 or 5. Just take those out. Your carburetor should pop off, but there's a diaphragm. It's a gasket that's under this carburetor. It's going to be like a black, gasket, really. It's called the diaphragm. You want to be careful not to damage that. If you damage that, then, you have to buy a new one, or, it won't work properly. So you can take this off. Like I said, if your carburetor has a needle, of course this one's taken apart, there might be something in there. Screw somewhere like that. You could take that right off. There might be a little casing like this. Oh, the other thing. If you have a carburetor like this, there will be a spring about this, width of this and like this long. Make sure when you put it back together, you put the spring in, then this in here. If you put it in there, your engine will not run properly. You have to put it back in there. Yeah. And then in here, I believe if you have a carburetor like this, if there's water in there, then your diaphragm, or if there's gasoline in there, your carburetor is your diaphragm is bad, and it needs to be replaced. Anyways, so after you get this all taken apart, you could put if you have a needle, you could put it in there. What I did is I took this carburetor apart as much as I can, and I let it soak in gasoline for about 1 or 2 days. Then you could take some of this stuff. Doesn't have to be gum out. It could be, but it's called Jet Spray Carb and Choke Cleaner. That's what I used, and it's helped. Yeah, I don't think there's really. Oh, there might be gaskets in there, in this intake here, or yeah, where it goes on the intake on the engine. You do not want to lose that. I think that's really it. If you have any more questions, you're more than welcome to ask, and I hope this helped. Thank you.